Okay, so we know that the rule of a straight line in gradient y-intercept form is y equals mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. C is the y-coordinate when x equals 0. All right, so we can actually work out the rule of a straight line just given two coordinates that lie on that line. So if you remember, when we were working out the gradient, if we just had the line, step number 1 was to choose 2 points on the line. So, given 2 points on the line, let's say -2, 7, and 5, -14, that's all we need to work out the rule. Okay, because step number 1 needs to be finding m. So we already know how to find a gradient. Let's just do it again. So let x1, y1 equal -2, 7, and let x2, y2 equal 5, -14. Let's write in our formula for working out the gradient. M equals the rise, so the difference between the y coordinates, y2 minus y1, over the run, the difference between the x coordinates, x2 minus x1. Now we're going to pay super attention to detail, substituting this in. So, the gradient of this line is going to be y2. Okay, we've got -14. -14 is y2. -14 minus y1. Here's y1, 7. Divided by x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1. So the gradient of this line is going to equal -14 minus 7 is -21 divided by 5 minus -2 is 7. So -21 divided by 7, the gradient is -3, because the signs are different, so the answer is negative. So m equals -3. If this was a question just asked you to find the gradient, now you'd need to write your therefore statement. Therefore, the gradient of the line that runs through -2, 7 and 5, -14 is -3. So our line's running this way. It's a negative gradient. So the next step, because we've been asked to find the rule, is that now we've got m, we need to find c. That's step 2. So this shouldn't be too hard because we've got 2 sets of coordinates to choose from, and we can just substitute them into this equation to find c. We don't need 2 sets, we really only need 1. So first we're going to say, let the x and y coordinates that we're referring to be -2, 7. And we're going to say let m equal -3. We'll remind ourselves just by writing the formula. Well, the formula for, by writing out the generic form of the rule of a straight line in gradient y-intercept form, that y equals mx plus c. And now we'll just substitute them in. So here's y is 7, equals m times x, m, -3 times x, -2, just going to put them in brackets so I don't confuse myself, plus c. So 7 equals -3 times -2 is +6. plus c. So if c plus 6 equals 7, then 7 minus 6 equals c. Now, because it's the convention in maths to put the pronumerator on the left, that's what we'll do. 7 minus 6, therefore c equals 1. So the formula, the rule for this line, the nature of the relationship between the x and the y coordinate is when y is 0, when y is 0, is whatever y is going to be equivalent to m times x plus c. Excellent. Let's quickly substitute in this second set of coordinates to work out if we're correct, to work out if we've got the right formula. So, if y is negative 14, what happens when I do negative 3 times 5 plus 1? Yeah, negative 15 plus 1 is negative 14. That looks right to me. Terrific.